Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today, we're going to talk about Bitcoin, and we're going to be doing an update to the bull market support band. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump in. So, Bitcoin, as we know, it just had a pretty impressive weekly and monthly close. The weekly close ended up being at approximately 61,358, which is actually not the highest weekly close. We did see one weekly close before that was at 61,532. But note that it is the highest monthly close that we've ever seen, okay? The highest prior monthly close for Bitcoin was below 60K. It was below 59K. It was like 58.8K. And then this month, we know we closed at approximately 61.4K. So that looks pretty good. The Bitcoin was able to put in a new all-time high on the monthly close. And also during this month, we also went to a new all-time high of close to $67,000. Now, the reason for this video, again, as always, is just to provide a systematic update to where the 20-week SMA and 21-week EMA are and what we were looking for. So the 20-week SMA now is at 46.8K, and then the 21-week EMA is at 50.1. These would be the lines in the sand we would want to hold to maintain the integrity of the bull market. So as long as we're above these lines, things are still good, right? Things are still relatively good. Our speculation over here is that once we held the line, we should be able to put in new all-time highs. And we did. We did put in a new all-time high. We went above 64.8K. We went all the way almost to 67K. So our thesis there was correct. And now we just want to make sure we track where the 20-week SMA and 21-week EMA are, because in the event of a potential future dump at some point, we want to know where they are and be ready for them, because again, you see how important they are. Look at the daily time frame on the 20-week. This is exactly where we came and held support. So you do see the relevance of it. Also, the 21-week EMA is where we had a couple wicks down to before. But at the end of the day, the 20-week SMA is ultimately what held the line and helped propel Bitcoin up to a new all-time high. So going back to the weekly time frame, that would be the area to watch. But remember, we have our trusty 8-week SMA that perhaps we can also potentially hold as support. We were able to stay above the 8-week SMA earlier this cycle. In the first leg of the market cycle, you can see we more or less stayed above that 8-week moving average all the way up. And then once we broke through it, it meant we were gonna test the bull market support band. We were talking about this over here, that once we broke through it, it was highly likely we were going to test the bull market support band, and also we had a cross of the 20-week SMA and 21-week EMA. The reason we speculated that is just because historically speaking, when you see them cross like that, you do test the bull market support band a few weeks later. All right. Now, if you go back to 2013, we also noted that whenever we dropped below the 8-week moving average, it just meant we were going to go test the bull market support band. And if you go back to 2017, anytime we broke through the 8-week SMA, I believe we also went to test the bull market support band. So ideally speaking, if we were to ever get a pullback, which I mean, at some point we will, we would hopefully hold the line at the 8-week, and then we don't even have to test the bull market support band. The 8-week SMA now is all the way, it's closing in on 55K, right? It's closing in on 55K. So hopefully we can hold the line there in the event of a correction. But until that happens, those moving averages are going to continue increasing monotonically for the time being, as long as the price continues to trend higher. Look, I know a lot of people like to find reasons to be bearish, and of course we could always have short-term pullbacks, but I would still argue that the general direction for Bitcoin is continuing to be up, okay? Look, I mean, you could argue that September was a down month. We said that, look, September is probably going to be a down month. We know based on historical data that September doesn't typically do that well. But even with that down month, we're still in an uptrend, right? We're still in an uptrend. And I think that's what matters, okay? At the end of the day, the uptrend is what matters. If you look at the daily time frame, you can see where we currently are. We have a ton of wiggle room in terms of maintaining our uptrend, right? You can see that it more or less corresponds to the 20-week SMA, in fact. Okay, let's remove this now. You can see our general uptrend that we're in. It has corresponded pretty closely with actually the last move that we saw, but I believe it is falling off slightly. If we were to take a measured move here and just maybe overlay it and just shift it over like this and say, are we emulating that last move? We are fairly close to it, but it is not an exact copy. We followed it fairly closely from the end of September until, say, the close to the last week of October. We have fallen off it somewhat, because if we were following the move from 29K up to 53K, if we followed it exactly, but this time we should already be at approximately $70,000, which obviously we are not. So we are falling off of it slightly. Doesn't mean that can't change. We could always have a move back up, but I just wanted to give an update on that. So I think things look pretty impressive for Bitcoin. The second highest weekly close ever, the highest monthly close ever. We know where our bull market support band is. It's trending higher. The 21-week EMA is already above 50K, and now it's only going to be a matter of time before the 20-week SMA is also above 50K. And again, we're not saying we have to go back down to those levels. We just want to see those levels continue to increase, because whenever we do have a pullback, we would like to hold the line to maintain the integrity of the bull market at that point. Okay, so if we continue to extend this out, sorry about that. If we were to continue to sort of dubiously speculate on the 20-week SMA, you can see it's not going to take that long for the 20-week to be at 50K itself. And that'll probably happen within a couple of weeks before the 20-week is at 50K. And then by, say, the beginning of December, we could see the 20-week at 55K. And then, a few weeks after that at 60K, and so on and so forth. So I think it looks relatively good. We held the bull market support band. And note that in the event of a pullback, we have the 8-week SMA that would hopefully hold as support. If not, we have the bull market support band. We are still technically in an uptrend. Things look relatively good. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Remember to check out the premium list at intothecryptoverse.com. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will be doing the Bitcoin Beauty of Mathematics series video tomorrow, so make sure you subscribe to see that if you're not. I will see you next time. Bye.